paying Monsanto for patent rights.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but
even the heirloom seeds?
Everything. Oh no, not the other. That what was the seed you're talking about? The
the heirloom seeds. Those are the ones that are not modified.
Yeah,
right. They're not.
All the hybrids and everything are.
Yeah, the GMO foods. The GMO foods are manipulated on a genetic level, but Monsanto still owns the patents to most of the foods that we eat, and that's why our variety of foods are very low, because Roundup only kills certain weeds but not kills the corn, and so that's the type of corn Monsanto wants you to grow, not a variety of corn that will be killed by the herbicides that they're going to use.
Right.
Yeah. And it's, you know, all of us being here from Missouri is kind of sad, since Monsanto is Missouri Corporation. But
yeah, it is sad. I mean, I don't eat that.
Well, but it's the truth. It's the truth. They go around and brag about it. You know, when they went up to Canada and said that some of the seeds had fallen off of the truck and blew into the farmer's field, they went into the farmer's field and sued the farmer because he didn't pay a patent right. It's crazy. It's crazy.
What?
Surely they didn't win.
Surely they didn't win.
Oh, yeah, Monsanto won. The guy lost all of his seeds. They came in and harvested his entire crop. So,
That's not even legal.
I don't know. Well, I don't know anything about Canadian law. But
it's crazy. It's not only here; it's almost all over the world. Now, Italy and France have kicked Monsanto out, and Monsanto went down to Mexico, and the Mexicans said, "This is a joke. We're not going to have these people down here destroying our food." And so, in some cases, you have better food coming out of South America, less Monsanto than any place else. But here in America, you can't walk down the street without having Monsanto push something in your face if you're a farmer. You know, it's for this type of bug, this type of mite, this type of insect, this type of fertilizer. You know, it's just it's a cult. It's a cult, man. That's what it is.
It's part of the reason that the family farmer is going by the wayside. Hopefully, that can be turned around.
Sure. I mean, there's 1,000 ways to prevent Monsanto from doing all this, and the farmer just doesn't understand the way of doing it. They're just being told that there is no other option. But if you just do some research, and you can find a lot of different ways on preserving soil. California right now is going to be vacated in just a few years. I mean, there are companies right now like Ernest and Julio Gallo, Bartles and James, and all these guys growing grapes are now bugging out of California. Sun-kissed orange
water crisis,
because they don't have enough water to water 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
And
right.
That's the problem. So your asparagus, your Sun-kissed, your Welch's, your Smuckers, all this stuff comes out of California, and they're moving right now. They're looking. They could knock on your door here in Missouri or in Iowa and say, "Man, you've got a lot of land here. How about us rent it for 50 years?" And Smuckers and Welch's will put up grapevines and do the whole thing because you've got water on your land, or you have an aquifer that you're sitting on top of. I mean, think of these businesses. California, this is a $24 billion industry, food industry. Growing food in California is $24 billion. The wine industry alone is like $4.3 billion. And that's worldwide. That's a global level.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's, when you have those kind of things happening around with the earth and changing, then you can't really eliminate the possibility that it's affecting energy fields and things on a quantum physics level that perhaps explains a lot of what's going on.
On a day-to-day level, look at the New Madrid fault line. Look at the San Andreas fault line. Okay, the San Andreas fault line is like ready to go. Everybody knows it's ready to go. But they just sit there. They've sit there for 20 years and just kept filing the reports. But it wouldn't take much for L.A. and everybody else to shift 4 or 5 feet across from the San Andreas fault line. And they're not saying it might happen. They're saying when it's going to happen. I mean, when. They just don't know when it's going to happen, but it's not if, it's when. And so if Los Angeles moved 4 or 5 feet, across, from east to west or west to east, those buildings would collapse because there's just no stable ground. They're on sand. Mm-hmm. California is a basic desert until you get right to the ocean. And there are some valleys in there that are really nice, and there are some valleys in there that are really dry. But they're actually pulling water from Northern California, everything they can get. I mean, they're paying more to Northern Californians for their aquifers and water than oil.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting crazy. I mean, it really is. I mean, we in the Midwest, we are in the better position because we've got a huge aquifer.
Yeah, and so if you own land, if you own land in Missouri or Iowa, your land just quadrupled in price. This is what people are not talking about. If you have 100 acres, if you have 100 acres of prime land and you're growing fescue on it, when California runs out of water, your land just went up 4 times. Whatever it's worth now is worth 4 times more because those people are going to come over here and buy this stuff up. Now they're paying the average person in California is paying $4,000 a month for a 2-bedroom apartment. Okay, they're paying $1 million. Yeah, they're paying $1 million for a house. Well, when they get out here and see these houses at $250,000 or $500,000, they're getting the greatest deal of their lives. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to want 2 things. They're going to want our land and our resources. That's water and housing. And you'll start seeing small towns in the middle of nowhere with a big water tank, and then all of a sudden there's 40 new homes. And it's because people from California are moving this way. Yeah. I mean, just think. So if you have 100 acres at $1,000 or $2,000 an acre, just times that by 4, and that's what your land is worth. So when some guy from Welch's or Smucker's pulls up and says, "Hey, we're gonna plant strawberries here. Why don't you rent us your land?" You say, "Yeah, but it's going to cost you 4 times more than what you're thinking because this is not $1,000 an acre. This is going to be $4,000 an acre, and that's what I want you to pay me. That's going to be the rent."
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So your land is
just
gone up. Yeah.
Michael, we're getting towards the top of the hour. Tell everyone how to get a hold of you and where they can find you and what you're up to.
You can find me on Facebook. You can put some links on your page there to Facebook, and you can find me at lynch2012.wix.com. I think it is lynch2012.wix.com. That'll take you to my front page. I got some videos on there, some of my research that I've been doing, and like I said, I'm right now working with this time traveler, trying to get this all figured out. And since you brought up Joplin Spooklight, I want to get down there pretty soon and investigate that while we still have some time. So I may need some help doing that. So if you guys will be available in a few weeks, I might sneak down there and spend the weekend and see if we can nail down this Joplin Spooklight.
Awesome, dude. Yeah, we'd love to.
We'd be happy to.
Not a problem. Call me anytime. I'm always available, or most of the time.
Okay.
Thanks for being on the show, Mike.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
very much. Mm-hmm. Bye-bye.
And everyone, you're listening to us on DTMWorkItRadio.com. Stay tuned for Alpha Star Radio with Linda Marie Johnson.